So you gonna try to get a little more sleep, Maya, or? Okay. Do you want me to help you with any of those blankets? Which one would you like on the bed? Which one do you want on the bed, sweetie? Do you like the Hannah Montana music?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, huh? Remember when we went to see Hannah Montana? Yeah. Who went with us? Do you remember who went with us? Jeanette, your cousin?
Jena.
Yeah. Okay, which blankets do you want on the bed?
I want this.
All right, let's get that one ready. I think you dance just as well as Hannah Montana. Yeah. Okay. Ready to lie down? We are pumping up the party here. Da-da-da. Do you know the words? Yeah, you do. What about the dance moves? You know the dance moves, don't you? Okay. You want to sit down there? Oh, don't push, girl. We're pumping up the party now. Pumping up the party now. Your daddy's not as good as you are. We got a lot of cards, you know. Everybody wants to send Christmas cards out. There you go. They had the whole stadium doing that. Remember, Maya, at the concert? Everybody was doing it. You and Jeanette, you were jumping out of your seats. Huh. There we go. I see that smile, girl. Pumping up the party now. Pumping up the party now. Yeah. I knew she'd like this CD. This is her favorite right now. It's Hannah Montana. I got her the other Raven. I think she'll like it too, but she's crazy about Hannah Montana. Ooh, we didn't sleep enough, did we? Do you know this song too? Oh, we can skip it if you want. Okay, let's skip it. There we go. Samantha's going to give you a nice wash.
I can't believe how thick her hair is.
Well, I just cut a huge chunk off too, because it got kind of matted.
How much are you having off?
About shoulder length, maybe.
Are you okay with that? You have pretty hair.
Yeah, she's just tired of dealing with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've dealt with it a long
Later
time.
on, when the older you get.
Are you going to send it to Lots for Love or just give it to her?
Well, the thing about hair is it always grows back. It's nice to have it as something different for a change.
Better.
Yeah, I guess they're having a great day, so I'm not gonna.
Cute. Wow, isn't that cute, Maya?
It's just a little bit layered on the sides, just a tiny bit layered.
Yeah.
So just right.
I think it's a real good length for her.
But you see how it's just a little bit shorter?
Yeah.
So it's not so thick and in her face. So I think that'll really help.
Yeah, she likes to put it behind her ears. You like it, Maya? Good. All right. You like it, Danielle?
Beautiful. A little haircut. Nice.
She said, "Can I go wake my auntie?"
There you are, baby doll.
Huh? Yep, Steffi came all this way just to see you and me. Wasn't that sweet? Yeah. And your new haircut.
Oh, it was late last night. Whoa.
I know, we kind of did just what we said we weren't going to do. Yeah, why don't you brush that, sweetie? Don't just lick it. Go brush it, please, with a toothbrush. Next Christmas gift, huh? There you go. Use both hands. Use both hands. Maya, use your right hand, too. There you go. Good. Go ahead, rip it. Rip it. Rip it. That's it. Good job. Ooh, fashion. Gee, who would like fashion around here, huh? Miss Fashion Queen.
I would.
You would. Good. That's beautiful. I want to say thank you, Julie, Gannon, and Martin.
Thank you, Julie, Gannon, and Martin.
Very good. They'll love that. We'll let them know how much you liked it.
Okay, I'll tell him. We'll call him.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a picture of Ms. Maya, and so she's facing sideways, kind of like an old Alfred Hitchcock kind of profile. Her nose here, very cute. Head. This is the spine going into the brain, and these are the spine bones, the vertebrae. The way I think, like explaining or thinking about the brain, it's kind of like an upside down pumpkin. You've got a stem that connects to the orange part. The thalamus is the inner connection between the stem and the pumpkin. It's the relay. So just like when the stem is coming in, it's going to suddenly now send out wires everywhere. So if it was a relay station, that's the thalamus.
And that's a more common place for kids to get the tumor, on the stem, right?
For this tumor, in her age, 9, 10, I would say to you, you start to see gliomas or glioblastoma more in the thalamus than you do in the brainstem. In the 7-year-olds, 6-year-olds in the brainstem, we don't have a very good understanding why, or the reason why at different places at different ages. It's actually
But the stem is easier to get it out of.
No.
No?
No,
Okay.
the stem is impossible to get out.
Oh, okay.
And the thalamus, so this is the brain stem, the thalamus is going to be this region up on top of it. And as we go through here, you can see here, all of this is a large
Tumor.
here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I told you it was huge.
Yeah.
When you say 3 by 7 centimeters, it doesn't sound so huge, but she's a small.
But 3 by
Hey.
7, if you think, I mean, that's sort of, I'm not a big reference to shapes, but it's sort of ball size. It's,
Yeah.
you can see here, she got the dye or the contrast. You can
Yeah.
see it, a little areas here where it's got a little bit of it in it, but not a lot.
But it's mostly concentrated in one area, right?
Yeah, it's mostly in the thalamus on her left, and I'm going to show you a different way. Oh, don't do that on me.
It hasn't touched her right side at all.
What we will do is over here. Okay. This is it. So this is now of a sideways. She's facing right toward you and taking slices right down the front of her head. So her left side's over here.
Her nose is pointing at us?
Her nose will be pointing
Okay.
at you. And so here's the top of her head, the right side, left side, ears. Also very cute. I bet that's going to be Maya. Hey, princess. I guess you met Tamara.
I just was helping her back to the room.
Back to room 5 it is. And so,
Good thing. You want to sit at the table with those and do the drawing?
let's sit right here. look at that. These are pictures of your head there, Princess. The brain, everything is usually pretty much even Steven. It's very symmetric. And what's different, obviously, as you can see, there's something here on the left side. So this whole thing. Pushing. Black stuff like that is water that normally should be there. She does not have hydrocephalus or water trapped up, although I don't know if Mike mentioned that's a possibility that could happen down the road.
He said that you are concerned about the spine and the liquid, the fluid or something.
That's exactly that.
Yeah.
So hydrocephalus just means the water can't get out. It's like an old-fashioned, it's like a sink, draining out. And if you put a washcloth or something at the bottom of the sink so that the water can't get out,
Yeah.
it starts to back
And
up.
he talked like that would be more FATAL, right?
I could, may not be. So here are those water areas. You can see what's going on here is this one is being pushed. Normally they kind of form, this is what's called the left ventricle and the right ventricle. You can see how they're being pushed. Normally the property line should kind of go like that,
Yeah.
And it's a little bit asymmetric, and that's
Yeah.
because of the 3x7
Yeah.
thing there. And that's it. It's not in an area where you could remove it for a couple reasons. And I'll say this as a non-surgeon. One, it's in the speech areas of the brain. We're
Yeah.
too close to that.
Yeah, we can see that.
Two, it's in the middle of that relay where all the nerve fibers are going in and out. Meaning you would lose all function there. It would be sort of an empty victory.
Yeah.
You'd leave someone so damaged
Yeah.
that it would not be helpful.
Right.
So the question now becomes, okay, well, you're sort of hearing in my mind, you've got someone who has a spot there. Sometimes we use the word tumor. That's a word we should hear. Tumor is just a spot. And what we got to figure out, Ms. Maya, is how to get rid of it. And so on the menu, there are always pretty much three things if we think about it simply. Surgery, physically removing it. Radiation, which is just high energy, x-rays to shrink it or try to kill it. And then drugs, medicines. And I think we even mentioned on the phone the other day, chemotherapy. The word chemotherapy is just a fancy word for drugs to kill a tumor. It's changed a lot. The problem with the word chemotherapy is a little bit loaded. I don't say that because we're in the oncology clinic. Traditionally, chemotherapy has been sort of I describe it as the hammer and sickle Soviet Union approach. Beat. A lot of the chemotherapies over the years have been very high toxicity, a lot of side effects. Most of the drugs now are either focusing more toward targets, lesser symptoms, or even drugs that mitigate or stop symptoms from chemotherapy. So there's always a lot of stigma and thoughts about it. But those are going to be the things to sort of talk about, that we've got this blob up there. It's a glioblastoma. This is a common place and age for this, even though it's an uncommon process. And surgery is not an option. So it's going to come down to the other things of it's a radiation issue and a drug issue.
And you are in charge of both, or?
So how things work here. So Mike and I are sort of the, I don't know, whatever. Tweedledee.
Generals?
Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So the radiation oncologist, Dr. Gibbs or Dr. Donaldson, will be the one to do radiation. But in terms of who's going to be her primary point of contact person, czar, general, whatever you want, that would be me. And Trish and I will be your two steadies. Mike is a wonderful person. I think the world of Mike. But you can see already that the surgical issue over time is going to be a non-issue.
I thought we had said that there might be a chance of reducing it to the point that does become a
It's
possibility.
a possibility.
But it's slight, very slight.
It's
Okay.
a slight possibility.
Okay.
Let me just go back a little bit on vocabulary. Glioblastoma is the name of this tumor. Sometimes you hear about gliomas, Gliomas. That means it's like saying the Smith family, the gliomas. But John Smith is one particular member. So glioblastoma is one of the gliomas. It's regrettably the granddaddy of them all. It is most aggressive one. It's the most common brain tumor in adults. Putting the numbers in perspective for you, we said in the United States each year, there are about 18 to 19,000 adults who get a brain tumor. Not a lot. Breast cancer.
That's one out of how many?
Oh,
Like you gave us 1 out of 35,000 for kids.
In adults, it's about 1 in 17,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a very common tumor.
So about half as likely.
It's half as likely.
And wait, are we talking about brain tumor or this particular
No,
kind?
we're talking about brain tumors, but in adults, half of brain tumors in adults are glioblastoma.
And in children?
In children, either occurring in the brainstem or in the thalamus, probably less than 15 or 20%. Different spots. Adults get them out in the main part of the brain. Kids get them in the thalamus and the brainstem. Don't know why. Maybe it's an issue. It's for research. Maybe there are different stem cells at different ages or stages that do that. It's something we're exploring, but no one knows. And in terms of the treatments for them, they're a little bit similar. What's done for kids and adults, it's a combined radiation and drug approach. The one thing to be very careful, to the computer person on the left, the Googler, is that if you Google adult and pediatric glioblastoma,
Totally different
they're
things.
different.
Yeah.
Adult glioblastoma is a very dreadful situation. How dreadful? Dreadful to the point that the average expectancy of hanging out is about 12 months on average. With the number of people cured 3-4 years later, less than 10%, less than 5%. So 5 out of 100.
Make it.
In children, better, but I don't want to be I'm not a car salesman either. I would say even 5 years out, the majority of children aren't doing well. There are a minority that are. We would all like to think in 2006 that it's a function of how clever the doctors and the scientists are. And there's a little bit of that, but I'm not going to blow smoke. It's really a function of what I said before.
How the tumor reacts.
Yeah, it's the cards you're dealt. And because what we're starting to understand is the biology of these are different. For instance, her tumor. Some of these tumors, when you give the dye that was given to the MRI, light up like a Christmas tree. Some don't. Why? I can give you a bunch of reasons, but the reality is there's probably biologic differences among them.
Is hers bright or not?
She doesn't light up. Usually the ones that light up are the angriest of the angry. In terms of back to children, so only about 2,300 children a year get brain tumors.
In the United States.
In the United States, you start doing the math, and you go, wait a second, 15% of 2,300, that's like 400. That sounds pretty small. It is, it's a small number. A lot of things that are known about this disease are done cooperatively. Oftentimes we'll be doing different trials or studies. Right now we're actually in between studies nationally for this type of tumor.
Have you been involved in research too, or
Yeah.
is Stanford pretty leading in that
So
stuff?
in terms of, so what do we do here? So in the Bay Area and in California, we see a lot of children with brain tumors here. Not necessarily because there are more in the Bay Area, but we see the lion's share. We see about 40, 50 kids new each year, mostly from Northern California, some from Southern California, Nevada, Oregon, a few other states. But so it's actually a fairly large program. The largest places for brain tumors for children in west of Mississippi are LA Children's, here, and Seattle. Seattle Children's. We're probably actually about comparable in size to Seattle Children's. Anything in LA is monstrous because it's Los Angeles, and everything's big in Los Angeles. But we're very active nationally, extremely active. I've been here in 97, and so Mike Evers came here now about close to 3 years ago, We have a large emphasis on brain tumors. It's been a sort of a developed effort over the last 7, 8, 9 years. And that was part of my coming here. I came here from Hopkins in '97.
Yeah, we have UPMC in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, UPMC is a great place.
Yeah.
There's some good people there. I just actually emailed my colleague there, this woman, Reggie Jakecki. And I said yesterday, again, I've known Mike since I was a medical student. Surgeons don't like saying the cancer word.
We figured that out yesterday.
Yeah.
That's just the
I
way.
had to ask Paul on the phone last night. So it is cancer, right?
Right, I've gone through this. I've even had this at grand rounds.
I said, hey, that's what I thought. I didn't want to say that last night, but we all knew it.
We all knew it
It's sort of
from the very
pink elephant in
beginning.
the room that no one wants to say, and I respect that. I mean, Mike is a good person, and I think for the surgeons, in their defense, they get frustrated, particularly because this is something that they can't fix surgically, and so it's very, very hard to accept that.
Well, he did a very important piece, taking that biopsy.
No,
Yeah.
it's key, and we need that. So, in terms of what's being done most right now in the United States, if you call around, people do a few things, but more similar than dissimilar, is that the standard paradigm is to do radiation. We mentioned this briefly on the phone. Radiation is high energy X-rays. You're in a machine. I don't think she's going to need to be sedated. She's
She's pretty dull already, huh?
No, she's not dull.
She's cooperative,
she's a
though.
Sweetheart. She's
Yeah.
a sweet girl. So she'll be good. Most 9-year-olds are pretty cooperative. Every
Okay.
now and then, she's not every now and then you'll get someone who gets wild and woolly from their tumor.
Well, he was hearing what she does at 3, 4 in the morning, and she gets really active at
Oh,
night.
she's coachable.
Yeah.
She's
So is this 5 treatments a week for 5 weeks or 6?
6 weeks. It's
6
typically
weeks.
it's about 29, 30, 31 treatments. The radiation docs will figure it out with the physicist. They'll do very precise planning because you want to treat the volume of the tumor and not the other parts of the brain.
And the work week paradigm of Monday through Friday works just fine, taking Saturday and Sundays
Well,
off.
that's the way it's always been done. This is a running, not a running, I won't say running joke.
I mean, we're running the Christmas and New Year. Now we
Yeah.
find Saturday and Sunday she doesn't get any help. So
No, I hear you, but it's done everywhere. And I don't think it's a conspiracy of the radiation oncologists. Part of it is also when you do radiation, you do get some swelling, and edema is another word for swelling. And sometimes by doing more and more, you do actually, without taking any breaks, you can get into it. We actually went through a phase a couple years ago where we did radiation twice a day, something called hyperfractionation. Didn't improve the outcomes any, but boy, sure increased the toxicity a lot. So
it's just a break for the
yeah, so I think it's actually
Okay.
physiologically is actually a very reasonable thing.
Okay.
It'll be about 30 treatments roughly, 6 weeks. What I was getting at then in terms of drugs or chemotherapy, most people do chemotherapy now during the radiation part as well, rather than just waiting till after the end of radiation. A paradigm for a number of years was to do the radiation, take a break for a couple of weeks, and then start drugs, start medicines. With the advent of different medicines now, with typically a little bit slightly less side effects, there's been a push to do medicines during radiation, a little bit of break after, and then more medicines after radiation.
Is that something we administer or you do it here?
It'll be something you administer because what's used most commonly right now is a drug called temozolomide, or Timidar is the brand name, owned made by one company. It's a drug that's by mouth. And in fact, I'm going to write out, so that part of the interest of getting you here is also to put prescription in hand, because that way it can be, you're not going to start until after the new year, but it's a lot easier to drop it off to
Yeah.
whatever pharmacy you want. You can do it here, but if you want to do it closer to home, like a Walgreens, Longs, whatever,
Yeah.
it'll take them a couple days to order. That's fine. They can get all the other insurance mumbo jumbo blah 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 done now, but we can also get.
Like we could actually have it in hand at home.
Yeah,
and
it'll be
just
ready to
not
go.
do it. Okay.
What we typically do is we synchronize roughly the radiation and the drug to start about the same time. Sometimes the drug starts a day or two before, but you're going to do the medicine, the Timidar. It would be for 42 days straight. We're not taking off Saturdays and Sundays. So it's 6 weeks for roughly about 42 days. You take a break for about 2 to 4 weeks, and then you go back to more of the drug, usually in a little bit more of a abbreviated schedule. You take it 5 days in a row, 23 days none, 5 days in a row, 23 days none.
Now with the MRI result, we would get an MRI after your radiation treatments, right?
Exactly.
Would that affect the ongoing of chemo?
Yeah. So we do an MRI about 2 to 4 weeks after the end of radiation. That'll become the new baseline. In other words, if we radiate a tumor, it's going to get pissed off. I mean, you're literally irritating it. You're trying to kill cells. And remember I said to you before, it's got a lot of protein like sand. It'll draw in more water. So it's not uncommon with that first MRI after radiation for it to look angrier and worse. You need to be careful. This has even been shown in when we do studies. You don't want to suddenly discount and say, oh my gosh, they're doing worse. No, the radiation is pissed this tumor off and it's just angry looking, but you do another MRI a couple months later and you're either the same or better. The goal here is to hopefully shrink the tumor, stabilize the tumor, but the greatest goal would be to see the tumor go away, that would be great, or get to a small point where surgery could happen. I don't mean to be negative, nihilistic, but those are small chances.
All of those.
Right.
All 4 of those.
The chance that it will stabilize is good, but will it take off 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now?
And grow again.
And grow again, or grow to a point where it's not treatable? There is more likely than not that will happen. My view on this is, going into this, I'm going to assume that Maya is in the minority, that she's going to do great. I'm going to, sort of go into this not overly aggressive. I feel like we want her to be functional, we want to respect her, we want quality for her life and love and all those things. But at the same time, I'm going to assume that she's going to do well. If I get information along the way that says that hand of cards we were dealt is not a good hand, it's not responding, then we'll regroup and talk about, do we try a plan B or a plan C? That could be on a trial, on a study, something experimental, something not experimental, and try those kinds of things. Or at some point, if things look really lousy, do we say that this is not something that's in Maya's interest to pursue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
good.
Good.
Very good.
Excellent.
All right, I'm all
Okay,
ready.
here we go.
Why don't you go with Gwyneth? Get on the correct side. There you go.
Actually, it doesn't even matter with him, but you might as well.
Well, I like to teach her to
There you go.
be respectful of the right side.
Okay, you're going to put your foot. Hold on.
That's a good ringtone.
Yeah.
The house could be on fire.
You know what? I'm just going to. Okay. Good. Leg over.
There we
Okay,
go.
nice.
Good job.
Okay, just.
Good job, Trigger. Good job, Trigger.
Oh, the strips are pretty good, aren't they?
Huh.
Her other foot.
Is that good? Mm-hmm. Okay, so just, there you go. Do you feel secure up there?
Why don't you hold on with both hands, huh? It's good exercise for her to use her right hand, too.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Are you going to lead? If I'm going to lead, then you can. There.
Yeah.
Oh, funny, I didn't notice. Now the girls, when it's high enough, the girls actually swim in the pond on their horses.
On the horses.
Or on the horses.
Like this guy goes in, too.
The guy
Trigger.
who goes in and he's swimming.
Wow. Well, do they like to wade in it now or no? Do the horses like to walk through it when it's like, or is it too slippery for them?
No, they're okay. They don't, I don't know, we don't do it in the winter just because.
Who wants to get wet in the winter? Yeah, exactly. You can get down if you want. Do you want to get down? Is that what you're thinking? What are you thinking? Oh. Great. He's just the right size, huh, Maya?
They stop suddenly.
Well, I'm going to write to Roberto, Maya, and tell him that you rode a horse today because he just wrote me today and said you should get Maya up on the horse.
There you go.
Yep. He'll be glad to hear that. Remember Roberto? He told me to tell you that your Appaloosa is still waiting for you in Mexico, okay?
Where are you going, Maya? To the miniature golf? Huh? Okay. You wanna play golf? Yeah? Okay. Mayita? ¿Se acabó? ¿Se acaban las bolas? Nothing? Okay. Now, Maya, show me the tickets. Wow.
Hold very still. We're going to go ahead and get started.
On the altar, you traditionally represent all 4 elements: air, water, fire, and earth. Right?
That sounds
Yeah.
right. Mm-hmm.
So, what I have is like a little bowl that I put water in,
Mm-hmm.
and a candle,
Mm-hmm.
and then the air is, of course, the air,
Mm-hmm.
and then the earth could be, like rocks, any element.
My friend said she had some dirt from some
Crystal.
holy place she wanted to bring for Maya.
Right, those
Yeah.
kind of things
Yeah.
would be great. And then the crystal, of course, is.
Oh, we have Lourdes water.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
so we're all
yeah,
set,
I've had
yeah.
that too. I had friends that brought me that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll hang this somewhere eventually.
Okay.
And then probably a basket here for all of her this
Cards.
is
Yeah,
beautiful.
that isn't that
Yeah.
wonderful? Yeah.
So I can go to the thrift store and get a little basket for her while she's
Oh no,
sleeping.
we have 5 million baskets.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll find one of them for her. Not to worry.
Okay, and the hands are coming because that's what was my request. So I was thinking we could put them around
All right. Wonderful.
like a chain.
Yeah.
So what I asked them to do is trace their hand,
Uh-huh.
and then in the middle of it, do a heart with thinking and imagining the symbol of love and healing while they do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be
Is it going to be the kids, the adults, everyone? What?
whoever wants
Yeah.
to partake
Yeah.
of, being a part of that healing process. And I just spelled healing wrong and plan in my email. It doesn't look right.
Well, this is the preschool teacher that survived a brain tumor, so you have an excuse.
Yeah, I do.
Very good.
Yeah, I do, don't I?
Yeah, you do. You never have to. Maya never has to spell right again. Never. I'm not going to put a spelling test to her again.
So these things have come from Emily Florence and her mom and dad. Ken and Melissa are Buddhist. And so
So
this is
can
the
you explain
Dalai
some of it?
Lama.
You've read some of it, right? What they
this
said?
is the Buddha of healing. I don't have my glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
And these are they're pills, but they're basically herbs and elemental items. They actually honored me with some of these at one time. So it's just and they've been blessed by Rinpoche. So that's Ken's teacher.
Mm-hmm. And what is this medallion?
I don't know.
I think it has the Dalai Lama on one
Does
side,
it?
doesn't it?
I can't.
Turn it over. Yeah, there
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. Uh-huh.
So that would be something to hang.
Hey, look who's here. Look who's here, Maya. You remember Jena? Wasn't that a nice person to wake up to, huh? There you go. A Jena hug. You haven't had one of those in a little while, huh?
No.
Yeah.
You gotta go potty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking? You want to stand up? Are you trying to stand up?
Stand up, but
Yeah, let me help you. Let's go.
There you go. You want to see what Gina's been doing over here? She put a little altar on your dresser for you of magic things that help people get better.
Emily sent you some magic things. And I...
Do you remember little Emily? We saw her at Sleeping Beauty, remember? At UCSC in December when we went to see the play with Sabrina.
With the white hair.
Yeah, Emily, your friend with the really
Common
blonde
threads,
hair.
oh,
Yeah, you like her. You always like playing at her house, too, huh? Yep. Good.
I watched you sleeping. You looked like an angel in there sleeping.
That's why we call her Maya Angela.
I know.
What, sweetie pie? What were you thinking? Huh? What were you thinking, cutie?
She probably has to go potty if she just woke up.
no.
No?
It was something else.
It was something else.
Yeah. And here's Damien.
9?
He's 10, but I'm
Are you
Excuse me, Lucas, what did you say?
He's older, but I'm bigger.
Oh, okay. And how do you feel about that, Damien?
Bad.
You guys are so funny. So yeah, these are the boys that we carpool up to school with, and Lucas is in Maya's class, Miss Garcia's class. What do you have to say about that, Maya? Yeah?
I didn't remember recording her in bed here. I think I must have had the phone or camera propped up on something. I cut a lot of this out. Actually, there was a ton of it, of her just lying there still, and I thought she was dead already. That's how she looked when she died, very peaceful. On her back, hands folded. She definitely didn't suffer. And that's the very bed she died in, that side of that bed. My cousin Steffi had made several documentary videos before, and after Maya got diagnosed on December 20th, 2006, maybe it was the 19th, Steffi suggested that I document everything because she felt like not enough is said about children with brain cancer. I thought that would be a good idea. So that's why we have this footage. All of this. I don't think I would have videotaped her otherwise. And I wasn't able to look at it for the first 15 years after she died.
I don't want an electric one. I don't like dancing.
¿Sientes algo, mosita? ¿Sientes algo aquí? Ahí. ¿Sientes algo aquí? ¿Aquí sientes algo? ¿Aquí? ¿No? Ok. Yo pensé que te dolió algo, pero no, ¿verdad? Ahorita doy un poquito. Si le digo a tu mamá que te dé Tylenol.
I'm guessing this is about a week or 10 days before she died. Because I think Steffi was still there, but Lily was coming next. And each of my relatives was scheduled to stay 1 week. But she died the day her cousin Alex arrived, or a day after that. So probably about 10 days before she died. You can see how tired she is and how spastic her hand was. I'm guessing I'm in the kitchen with Steffi, and the camera's just rolling, because I have several minutes of this. But I cut it to show the parts where she moves a little and how she had to control her other hand. The involuntary movements of her right hand ruined one of the MRIs that they did of her, so they had to put her under general anesthesia to do it again. I was really upset, but at least they took advantage and did the biopsy at the same time. They say that brain cancer is painless, that the brain doesn't feel any pain. So I guess we were happy that if she had to have cancer, that she had it in the brain. But something was making her very restless. And I never knew if it was one of the 9 medications that we were giving her or the tumor itself. But she was very uneasy. Inquieta, they say in Spanish, unquiet. And she was up and down all night, turning the light on, turning the light off, turning the light on, turning the light off. You could see that even when she's resting, she's not really resting. The tumor was on the left side of her brain, so it affected the right side of her body. Her right hand was pretty spastic, and she dragged her right foot a lot. Like Dr. Fisher, the oncologist, explained, the position of her tumor also affected her language skills. She actually was better at Spanish than English towards the end. And she could even sing still. She sang on her last day in the hot tub to me, a song I always sang to her, How Could Anyone Ever Tell You? It wasn't sung in key, which was odd because Maya always had a nice singing voice, but she remembered all the words. Otherwise, as you can see in other parts of this video, she was very slow to respond when you spoke to her, or she didn't even respond at all.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
I want some socks.
Ay, mamachita.
I want some socks.
¿Quieres calcetines?
Mhm.
Ok, yo te lo voy a poner, ¿ok? Bien.
Yeah, te ayuda. Okay, Maya?
Paula es buena para dar masaje.
Yeah, es muy profesional. Y Paula también tiene una idea cómo podemos ayudarte a caminar un poco mejor, ¿eh? ¿Recuerdas que hablaste de un brace o algo así?
Sí,
Yeah,
por
ella.
hacerlo.
Uh-huh.
Y mamachita.
You don't want to have a look at the goat? Okay.
That's for the little bit of pain that you feel in your, okay? What your daddy's giving you.
Tómatelo.
Yeah, why don't you just do that one? That one doesn't taste bad. You don't mind it. Okay. In fact, I think you like it, huh?
Is it good?
Okay, it's a little grape flavor thing. Lily, she better brush her teeth before she talks to you. I know, Lily got in so late she forgot to brush her teeth.
Yucky.
What about you, Maya? Did you brush your teeth last night?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. No?
No.
Well, maybe you better do it this morning. Yeah, I think so.
After cereal.
Yeah. Cereal first, then teeth. How about that idea?
Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't apply to me though.
No, you better brush them first. Cereal and then brush.
I'll be right back.
All right. Is that good like that?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I had to sneak in a little Raisin Bran in your special K cereal there. Here, let me move this back a little bit so it doesn't fall off the table, huh? Or you could hold it up with your right hand, maybe. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, don't get it too close to the edge, Maya. You make me nervous. There you go. I just don't want it to fall off. Were you hungry? Were you hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's usually hungry in the morning, aren't you? But we still have it somewhere, like
Do
up in
you?
it somewhere. Yeah.
Has like
I never got rid of it.
fingerprints and stuff on it?
Yeah, he's right. It was flannel and it had fingerprints. And had a little hood built in. It was very cute. So you're not gonna do clothing design at all anymore. You're done with that.
Not for like life, but I still like it.
For fun, yeah. Maya's always like that too.
Yeah.
Yep. She
Wow.
always wants to cut up her clothes and do different things with them.
We got you. Gannon's gonna bring it out. We got you something fun that you'll like a lot. Gannon's gonna bring it out. Has to do with designing your own clothes. I was like,
Okay. That'd be fun, huh, Maya?
a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sort of slow eating cereal. I
No,
guess
you know
you're
what?
probably
You know
not,
what?
huh?
She should eat slow. She should eat slow. She's having a tendency to eat a little bit too fast these days, huh? Yeah, that's what your mom's always complaining about now, huh? Slow down. So Lily's a good helper here. She's nice and slow.
Because I'm like so easily distracted and
Here.
really.
What does that say?
That just scares me.
What does that say, Maya? What's Judy writing? Maya. Who's that?
Me.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's someone, let's see, what is her name?
Lily.
Lily.
Lily. How would I spell that?
1 L.
One Y.
Yeah. Lily's good with her.
She's wonderful.
Yeah, she just... And then when she leaves, then her other cousin shows up.
How about that one you bought the condo for?
She's maybe going to come up in March. We got to get all the dough mics out of the way first. Because
The what out the way?
their last name is Dough Mike. Heard of Neil Young?
Yeah.
He lives in this area. Pretty close. Yeah, he used to do little surprise concerts at the Catalyst sometimes.
It's funny.
Each other.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Stand by the stairway, you'll see something certain to tell you.
You ready to move on?
Do you want to keep walking?
Love isn't lying.
Is that what you're thinking?
No, I want to use. Look at your mother. You here. Hold on, Maya. I'm gonna put this on there. This is a nice. What is this?
Vitamin E.
Book we got? Yeah. From where?
I don't know.
From 1972 or something.
Yeah, probably. I mean, what's going to go wrong with it?
I don't know. It's
I'll take
kind
it.
of like really
Too thick? Well, I think it always has been.
It has. Okay.
Yeah, I remember it.
Hold on, Maya. I'm gonna get this.
So we're going to take off the dressing on our porta-catheter. Oh, look at that. Cool.
This is probably all I need. I'm gonna just put this on your skin. Oh, look at that red skin. Where are you going with that book, though?
Mhm.
That's what we just bought. It has baby rats. I know. It's okay. Just look at. No.
Are you laughing? Is it tickling?
I'm trying a little bit. Watch my eyes. Watch. Watch, I can do these 8s with my eyes.
8? Oh my goodness.
I know that one. Okay, you be careful. Hey, hold on, sweetie. You're so good.
Do you want to pull it off, Maya? Do you want to pull it off yourself?
It's on your boobie.
Uh-oh. Leave her chi-chi there, okay?
Oh, I want to leave that there. Just
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, right there, sweetie.
Okay, don't touch it yet, sweetie. Don't touch it. Let Kat do it. Let Kat do it, okay? Okay, that's good. You're being great.
There we go.
Let me have the bad part. There we go. Okay, just leave it. That's supposed to come off by itself. Yeah.
There we go. It looks so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she likes that kind of soup too. Is it hot? A little bit hot, huh? Okay, look how well Maya's walking. Today is January 6th, right? What day is today? Okay, very good. It's okay. All right. Look how well. Look, she's putting that whole foot down and everything. Very good. Very good, Maya. Excellent. Wow. Look at Chongo. Look, she's got the feet flat on the floor. Very good. Very good. And look at the hands. See? Look, she's got that right arm down. Very good. Perfect. You're making great progress, Maya. Yeah. 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 Yeah, no, yo sé. Ya la vi. ¿Quieres otra mordida de esto? Oh, okay.
Right? Was she awake?
No, she was, when they put the mask on her face, she was awake. She's pretty calm.
Okay, good. So we'll just talk a little bit about how we're going to hold still and maybe about what we're going to do while you get your radiation. Okay? Does that sound like a good plan? Okay, well, let's go on in. We can go on back and get to chatting.
Okay, let's go. You ready to go, Maya? Yeah.
In here, this is the pediatric waiting area, so we can come sit in here.
So tomorrow we've just come straight here?
Yep.
Okay.
Come right in here. And you guys can have a seat. And I'm just going to go tell the radiation therapist that we're here and that we're going to talk for 5 minutes and then we'll go on back, okay? Sound good? All right, I'll be back in a flash.
But
What do you want, sweet? You want something that's in here? Oh, you can have that. They said you could drink, okay?
Do you want me to open it? Maya, you want to pass it to me, sweetie? Buckster. You want to tell me a little bit about why you think you're coming to the doctor?
I don't know.
You don't know? What words have you guys used? Show them on camera.
She knows tumor. It's a spot in her brain that we're trying to get rid of. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so we're here to get rid of your tumor, right? So this is just a special kind of therapy that the doctors use to help get rid of that. And it's called radiation therapy, and it's just a light. That's all it is. But you will be in a room by yourself, okay? So that's some kids told me that's the hardest part, is being in a room by themselves. But in this room, there's a microphone that your mom or your dad or your sister,
I'm a
cousin can talk to you. Does that sound pretty cool? So they can hold a button down and say, "Hey, Maya, what's happening?" And you can talk back to them, but you still gotta hold very still. Okay? Can I show you a picture of what that room looks like?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my story about my friend Jadian, and he had radiation therapy too. So here's a picture of Jadian and his dad. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Jadian and his dad. And here's another picture of them. They're coming to the same place you're coming, the radiation therapy area, just like you. And then he met with me. That's kind of a bad picture of him, but it is me, I swear. And we went through the book just like I'm going with you. And this is where we are now. Does this look familiar to you? It's exactly where we're sitting. This is your waiting area. So this, you've already done. We'll skip this part. This is what the doctors are looking at. They're taking pictures of the inside of your brain. Pretty cool, huh? So they know exactly where they need to put that light to help get rid of that tumor. All right? So this is what the machine looks like. It's just a big machine, and there's a table you're going to lay on. But they're going to make that table nice and squishy soft for you. There's a pillow, a special pillow that they make just for you. And they'll put it underneath your legs, and you'll lay down on some squishy pillows so you'll stay in one spot, because it's very important that you don't move. What's your number one job?
Don't move.
Don't move, exactly. And this is just another picture of the special pillow. So they take that pillow and they make it so it feels just like your body. So when you lay down it, it's going to be exactly the same every single time. Okay? And here's just another picture of the machine that has the light. The light just comes out of the machine. That's all. Okay, you just have to do what? What's your number one job?
Wait. Lay still.
Exactly. And there's a picture of Jadian getting his radiation. He's laying very, very still so the light can come down. So they'll have you lay down, and you're going to have this special mask on that looks like that. That's going to help your head stay very still, right?
Remember, they made your mask already.
They made it already,
Yeah.
so it's already made. That's why I skipped those pictures, because this was a picture of Jadian getting his mask made. So you're just going to lay really still, and then the radiation therapist, who's this guy in this picture, but you have a lady back there. I can't remember what her name is, but she'll tell us. She's going to walk outside of the room, and they're going to do the light for about 5 minutes or so, not very long. And the whole time you have to lay still, and your mom or your dad or your cousin's going to be able to talk to you on the microphone, okay?
Okay.
Sound like a plan? And we can read some stories. There's some storybooks in here, and I brought a couple of stories I could tell you too. So we can read a story to you if that's what you like.
So we're machine number 8, in case you're ever looking for us. And on Mondays we start with your weight. So we've got the mask here that we made for you. There. And then you're going to lie your head on this pillow. The treatment is just buzzing sounds. So you're not going to see or feel anything, you just hear some noise from the machine. Because it's a little involuntary movement.
Okay.
So I don't know what,
We can try, maybe she can hold it, but do you think that...
Oh, okay. She'll be listening to me. Okay.
And then she can talk back to you if you let her release.
Okay, which is the one right
Kind
here?
of the red button.
Okay.
All right, pendant fault.
Hey, Maya, it's me now, okay? You're doing great. Remember to hold still, okay?
No, I think it's fine. She did. Yep, she did.
Beautiful. There was a rose in Spanish Harlem. What's the matter, sweetie? Oh, yeah? I like this song I sang. What's the matter? What are you thinking? You ready to get going?